this. I don't like I'm the only common denominator in all of it. So I went and did some personal development with Bob Proctor.
Mm-hmm.
Then I became, unbeknownst to where I was going with it, but I became a certified consultant with Bob Proctor. And then Barb was very stuck in her business with New Charity. That's how and so I took her through the process of thinking into results with Bob Proctor.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's how I got started.
All righty. So what's your business right now?
So the business that I'm focusing in on is my thinking into result, which is really, I'm a facilitator for a 12-lesson program, but I do retreats and I do speaking and I do webinars to help network marketers. I don't really help network marketers, I just help them think. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't succeed in it.
Okay, yeah.
All I do is just help them think of what it is that they want. So I just give them content to think.
Great.
My husband and I own a really great business here in our little community called The Sprouted Fig, which I sent you 2 websites.
Oh yeah, The Sprouted, yeah.
So my husband
in Vernon, right?
Yeah, so we've had that business for 2006. And it's just we're just needing an update in life, period.
Yeah.
On levels. And so our daughter, who is this Melia, she is 22 and quite social media savvy.
Excellent.
So I just know, because I don't know how to get out what I do, and what I do very well. I need to get out of my town. I actually don't really coach very many people in my town. I actually I have 27 clients that are across Canada. So I want more.
Yes.
I want more.
Gotcha.
So I'm really comfortable, but if you look, I almost look schizophrenic in my social media, or split personalities. So my husband wants to have help in the Sprouted Fig, and I want to have help in my own business, but we're both in each other's businesses.
Yes. It's interesting. We have a client that's opening up a business in Vernon in the summer, but once it's being built, right in the center of town is a brand new assisted living complex. It's called the Hamlets.
Yes.
With H&H Total Care. So we do all of their marketing for all 7 locations.
Yeah.
And we were just talking last week because I think it opens July, and we were just talking about getting the website and the Facebook page and everything finished by mid-April so that we could actually build an audience before they're ready to open. And we've just written a script for a video for recruiting, staff, everything from auxiliary through to recreation manager and so on. And I know the manager who's moving over there. She's coming from Calgary to take it on. So we've been talking about Vernon a lot in the last week.
Wow. So, hey, if she ever wants any insight from a business owner perspective of them being there,
yeah,
we would love to talk with her.
Her name is Kim. Kim something. Can't remember right now.
That's okay.
But I will, because she's going to be moving to Vernon, I think late April, just to get into community and sort of start building. Because it's quite the expense. It's quite the big building now.
I have to tell you, there are. I don't think it's very favored in Vernon.
No. Because.
I think because Vernon has really strict bylaws, really old-timey bylaws.
Yeah.
Somehow this building snuck through. And so there's a lot of people that I feel very upset about it.
Really?
And it's right downtown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The weirdest place to have it. And it's down below the hospital, which is good because then that makes it really simple, right?
Yeah.
But it's also going to be, it's where the most congestion is. It's where there's so much chaos.
Uh-huh.
And so there's lots of people that, I should say lots of people.
No, okay.
Oh, not good.
Because they have a very similar establishment in Penticton.
Yeah.
And another one in Kamloops, which have been supremely successful for community. They've never built one where there's retail underneath, although the Calgary one has a little bit of that. But no, it's a whole new venture. So
it would be like, Vernon is a weird town.
Oh, yes.
I have to tell you, I built 2 businesses here in town from the bottom up. It's a very cliquey, small town. You hit them wrong, you are dead to them. You're dead to them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
That's why, if you ever want someone who has been involved in the chamber and the Downtime Vernon Corps or whatever.
Everything happens for a reason, hey? And here we are.
So Matt and I, my husband and I, are very pro anything new happening.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, I'm so glad to hear they're going to have shops underneath there.
Yeah. There's retail at the front underneath. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So it's just finding, you know, I mean, if you ever need someone just outside view, yeah.
Okay. There is a little bit of a website. I'll show you the link because it's just a 1-page landing page right now.
Yeah. Not to get off topic.
No, but just while I'm here, because it would be interesting for you to Lex.ca. That's the way my brain works, kind of thing, unfortunately.
No, I'm the same way.
1 sec, I'll just bring it up. There it is. I have too many windows open on my browser, methinks. Okay, communities. Sorry, it's taking a bit longer than I expected. I have to close some of my windows. And then more. And that's a Vernon. There it is. Copy. Okay, I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Chat. There it is. That's just an artist's rendition from when they planned it a year or so ago, but it's fairly well finished now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that is lovely. So what's the building behind it? Or is that going to come in addition? So that's not there.
Do you know? I don't know.
Okay.
Unless it was an extension that's going to go onto it at some point. I really don't know.
Nice.
They have assisted living and they have independent living. And I'm guessing the front building is independent living. Maybe the back is assisted. I don't know.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, hey, I'm excited about that.
And it's my job to market it. So.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah.
and you know, the great thing about the Sprouted Fig too is that we have a really great following of people.
I see that. Over nearly 800, right?
Pardon?
Over 800 how many likes? 744.
Yeah, which, you know what? I will tell you, my husband and I have absolutely no idea what we're doing. Like, we're starting to learn.
Good.
So,
the sandwiches look delicious.
if you come, we'll feed you.
I will be there very soon. Oh, this is good. Yeah, this is good to see.
And we do amazing catering and we do amazing opening things. We've opened lots, helped people with parties and openings and socials, and we're very good at that too.
So do you have a website for that as well?
That is a really great question. I don't know.
There's nothing listed on the Facebook page, that's all.
So this is why we need help.
Okay. I can see an online menu, but that's not really a website. That's a Facebook menu. Okay, cool.
I think he did have a website that he began to build, because we did have one, but we found out later that it was actually a blog, but we didn't know that.
Oh, on WordPress.com site.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Benita Frank did it for us.
We can totally do that. We do those. We build about 5 websites a month. So
yeah.
we just done a really great one, actually. Maybe a little dissimilar, but let me give you a link to that. Because, in Langley, there is a company called JD Farms, which is a turkey farm,
Okay.
But they have the most fantastic bistro. Type it in, it'll work better. And we just done their website, and the bistro menu is spectacular. And it works super well on their website. So that might be an idea to just give you an idea of what's possible for the bistro.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the sproutedfig.net. Let's have a look at that. Thanks, Melissa.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you have a website. Okay. Need to attach that to the Facebook page.
So I started this business. We used to have a drive-through coffee bar as well, and we were pretty fortunate. We sold that for over $500,000. We started with nothing.
That's awesome.
And so my husband and I started the Fig, and he started Media, and then a year and a half later, I started the Fig.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a background in either one, and it just the community really got behind it, which was fantastic.
Yes. Oh, I can see a picture of the Median Coffee Company there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, we ended up I just worked it so much. And my mother passed away in 2013, and 3 days after she passed away, there was 500 people at her funeral. And I stayed for a month to help, and then on my drive home, I was really sad because she's down in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I was up here. And on the way home, I realized I was really sad, and I couldn't think of one person to call. And I'm with people all the time, like 10 to 12 hours. That's what we worked. And I couldn't think of one person to call. And so I went back into our business to work, and I was there for about 2 or 3 hours, and I had a panic attack.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so I have not been back into the Fig since 2013. So it's been a journey to get here. So I'm glad to be here, but I really have no...
Okay. And your husband's Matt, right?
Yeah, and he's adorable. You're going to love him.
The one thing I noticed, and Melissa's just said the same, sorry, Melia. Sorry, not Melissa.
Melia.
Sorry. The website's not mobile friendly. So that really, really hurts you on search when people are trying to open their screen and trying to get to everything. So it definitely needs a facelift for sure. But some of the pictures look awesome of the food. So
yeah,
Facebook. And then you got an Instagram account, which you should have, which is awesome. And a whole number of other things that we could help you with local search. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. And then with your other business, where you're keeping Elevated there, do you have any web presence for that?
Yes. So here's sort of a little bit about I don't have a very good identity right now for myself, because I don't really know what I want to do quite yet. I started with Bob Proctor and just went out of the gate not knowing how to do anything, and got 12 customers right away, which usually takes people a year. I did it 2 weeks. And I had no idea how to build the business. And I think this is one of the things that I do, is I just get so excited and I go after it. And then when I become aware, I freak myself out. And so that's what happened. And so since November, I've only brought in 1 client. And it might be because of this, of who I know. I need to expand past who I know.
Yes.
And so what happened was, this gentleman, Tony Child, he started a company called Elevated Worldwide, and he asked if I would join him. And so I said, okay. so I joined him, and I've been very reluctant to give my picture, very reluctant to give my bio. I just sent it off to him because I wanted to be a part of the company, and he wants me to be there because I'll add a lot to his company, but not necessarily be in his company, like not have ownership. So I've really struggled with that. And so I've sort of just, to learn, I've stayed in there because he's done a lot of really good things. Like they have Salesforce. He's working with the guy from ClickFunnels. He knows the owner. So they're working with him on that. He's done a lot of trading by teaching thinking into results to these companies. That's how he's gotten ahead. And he's gotten a lot of things done really by bartering is what he's done. And so why I didn't think about that, I didn't do that. But I started down the path with Barb, and $1,600 after just a couple of hours, I went, oh yeah, crap, no, I can't do this. Because I didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't understand the world of social media. I didn't understand the world of ClickFunnels and websites. I just didn't understand it. So I saw Tony had that all together, so I joined him, but I'm not sure that's where I'm supposed to be. I think I'm supposed to do my own, but I'm staying there out of fear because I don't know what I'm doing. And so if I'm staying there out of fear and I'm not moving forward on what I want to do, then I'm really stuck, which meant I'm really stuck. But I'm really good at what I do. I have no qualms.
Yeah, I can believe that. Awesome. And how about Melia? What does Melia do in the mix of things?
Do you want me? I'll mute and you talk. How about that?
I don't really do anything yet. I just moved back home from Ireland.
Yeah.
And so I think I have a really, really good handle on social media and like promoting myself on social media because, I mean, I do have a really big online social following already personally. And I do want to help them with marketing their business and learning how to. They're just not convinced that I know what I'm doing. So we're just kind of stuck in this spot where I think I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty well aware of what works and what doesn't work. But
yeah, I mean, I have 3 girls. Maddie is 19, Ellen is 21, Jem is 24. And of course, they're all brought up on social media too. And my 24-year-old has an incredible Instagram account called the Yacht Stew. She actually works on a private super yacht as a stewardess. So she's doing her social media for herself. My middle daughter has just come back from 3 years in Australia, actually, back 3 weeks ago, and she worked for a missions organization. So 100% nonprofit, no salary, raising support with an organization called YWAM. So Ellen heavily relied on her email marketing and her Facebook page to survive.
that's what I'm actually currently doing right now. I'm going back to Ireland in August to work at a Bible college there.
Oh my God.
For free. So nonprofit.
So is that Cape and Ray?
Calvary Chapel.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ellie did it for 3.5 years. She would have stayed, except we're not Canadian citizens. We're residents, and she couldn't stay out of the country any longer. So she's now working in Starbucks.
There you go.
Full time. She's home 2 weeks and got a full-time job, so that'll do for now. But at least, So, and then my youngest daughter, Maddie, she's 19. She works at a wellness center here in Abbotsford. She does their reception. She does all of their booking. And now she's starting to do their social media. So we actually just applied for a grant for their company, so I could officially train Maddie, even though she's my daughter, and do that. So that's awesome. Oh, there's so many concentric circles around it.
It is. It's very cool.
Funny when Bob said, you have to speak to my friend, she really needs you. And it's like, okay. Feel super connected already. That's great.
Yeah.
So, living in Ireland, whereabouts?
Waterford.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
We drool about having a closet full of Waterford crystal. We don't have much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was originally.
Yeah, it's good.
Have you ever heard of the Isle of Man?
Yeah.
That's where I was born and brought up.
Okay.
So I have a lot of Celtic genes in my blood, shall we say.
Yeah.
We've lived in Canada since 2002. We just decided to uproot and leave family and friends behind and start a new life in a bigger country. And here we are.
There you are. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened for me, just to give you a little bit of backstory, was I moved here in 2002. I originally I had a big corporate job here that was good for a while. And then I realized I wanted to get out of corporate, which is why I moved here. So I set up my own consulting company in 2004, very much around helping local businesses with marketing, some website work, but a lot of terrestrial networking. And then in 2008, I was actually in quite a bad car accident and badly damaged my neck. Totally not my fault, but either which way. So I had my neck rebuilt in 2009 out of titanium, which is very different. So when you meet me, I'll show you my scar. It literally goes from here to here.
Wow.
And so I have this Terminator neck now, which is very cool. Works brilliantly well. But it gave me like a 9-month window where I couldn't work. I mean, I was literally housebound on active rehab. And all I had was my MacBook and a BlackBerry at the time. And it's like, holy, you know what? I need to make money. I've got 3 children in a Christian school. I've got a car payment and I've got a mortgage and no income. You know, not a great place to be. So I taught myself social media as a way of staying in touch with the outside world. And what I realized very, very quickly was not only it was a very natural process for me to talk on social media, but I also realized that a ton of local businesses really needed to learn this and had no way of being able to. I mean, there's so many more study guides now than there was, 8 years ago. I started writing for a magazine called Marketing Dangerously about what is Facebook, what is Twitter, why would you have a LinkedIn, all the sort of fundamental questions that most people were asking back then. And I ended up coming up with this brand called the Social Media Challenge, which is a live meetup that I've run for 7 years now. I do it every month in Langley. And it's purely for small businesses who find social media a challenge. They know they need to be found online. They know they need to be communicating with all their customers. They know all their customers, live on these. But bridging that gap from a physical business through one of these to more business, can be a real challenge for a lot of people. So what I've tried to do is take my lifetime of business and experience and people and put that into a strategy that works for social. And about 2 years ago, I changed my model from being one-on-one, where I would work, like I would come to Vernon, and I will, happily, and we'll sit for 2 days together and we'll mass a strategy together and we'll place it out and I can work with you and train you in every single step to make you very efficient with your time and, identify the ideal audience and reach them. But I could only do so many of those per month. So last year, I joined a very big mastermind program with a lady called Lisa Sasvich. And I turned my one-on-one model into a one-to-many. So I now have 3 group programs. And, Angie, this might be great for you going forward, but I have an inner circle, which meets once a month, which I have about 40 people in. I do boot camps once a quarter, which normally get, 100 people in. And then I have this VIP program that I do once a year, where I have, about 10 people in that group program. And the beautiful thing with that is it 2/3 funded by the BC government. So my work has been under scrutiny for about 4 years with Small Business BC. And now I'm officially a trainer for BC Wood and BC Small Business BC. So the program, and it's intense, it's a 4 or 5 month program, gets 2/3 back through a trading grant, which is brilliant. So that's what I do. And so I live and breathe social media. Really enjoy it. I don't speak a lot of jargon. I totally get, where you're at, Melia, because Maddie and Ellen and Gemma are exactly where you're at. Super skilled, super social, hashtag and Instagram and Snapchat like with their eyes closed. So how do we then take that skill and turn it into a profit-making business model, given the gifting that you have for communication? That's because I've got that business background, and I've also grown up with the teenage girls and everything that, they're the ideal people to do this for you, because it's, I mean, a lot of people now, we don't type like this. You know, we're not used to it. Whereas you can do it 60 words in a minute, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So my job is, and I love to do it, is to help people with a great business who have a wonderful terrestrial margin, if you like, and so so I don't change the message, I just help them change the audience to a much broader audience.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, really use the internet to drive traffic to either to this Brad Fig or to your training. And it's very, very possible to do that over a given period of time. So I got a phone call, someone's trying to call me here, one second. There we go. So that's what I do. And I love to work with great people and help them leverage every opportunity that there is online. And we've probably done it, I haven't kept an exact count, but we've done it at least 500 times.
Mm-hmm.
So most businesses honestly, I've done funeral directors, colonoscopy clinics, Brazilian waxing, turkey farms, multinational trainers and speakers, RV companies across Canada, Australia, Germany, Europe, North America. We've pretty much done it everywhere. So, and we love it. And the more that I get involved with the businesses, the more ideas I get, and it just becomes very, very conducive to just coming up with a strategy that works very specifically for you, Angie, and for Matt's business. And I just get so much energy out of helping people and being creative. It's just a ton of fun.
Good.
You can probably both unmute. I don't know if we'll pick up feedback because you moved to a different room, so that should work.
Can you hold feedback?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no feedback at all.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm going to just come back on for a second. So one of the things that I am hoping to get through talking with you is I think one of the things with Melia wanting to do missions work is the fear of how do I make a living? And I think it's been it's been a thing to try and get her to understand that she can make a lot of money doing this if she learns how to do it. And it will save her dad and I a lot of money if she will learn how to do this.
Yes.
And I think the idea, the need, because it's just a part of her life, she doesn't realize the majority of people are like me. It's very rare that there are people your age really so savvy in it all, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, for sure. So funny enough, this is Ellen, and what I do with my meetup is I have a $10 cover fee, which we give to a charity, and we just call it #DoItForEllen. And I've done a number of events, and I've done special training events. I've done silent auctions. I've done fundraisers, and also helped her with her MailChimp email campaigns. And probably the bulk of her fundraising has come through special events and ideas that we put together for her. So I have a lot of experience in raising funds and creating that network and keeping in touch with people, and really, really solid ways of continuing to network, especially when you're in Ireland, so that people stay in touch, so they don't lose touch. And when you start to talk about the missions trips that you take to inner cities or whatever it is that the Bible College do, being able to showcase those stories in such a way, it's like, I wish I'd done that as a kid, but my kids are gone. I can't do that, but I can support somebody else who is doing it. And but I have 3 years experience in doing just that. So that's amazing. That's wow. Okay. Definitely feeling meant to be here.
So one of the things that I'm really excited about is, one, I want to get our life put together. I want to be able to give her an opportunity, and I don't know how to do that. My ability to make income is tremendous, which is why I'm really frustrated that I'm not making money, because I should be. Not should, I know that I can, but I am caught in a fear place. So I want to get out of it. I know the only way to get out of it is to create. That's the only thing I've ever learned.
Right.
That works. And so I don't know how to tell you this in the nicest way possible, but I'm going to tell you this in the nicest way possible.
Go for it.
Last year, in 6 months, I brought in 120,000. Through all of my training and paying off the expenses and everything, I ended up netting for myself 16,000. Because I went to some pretty big, I got certified, which was about 24,000. And then I went to a training with Bob that was about 32,000. And then I bought everybody's materials, which was out of the people, I spent about 24,000 in that. So every time I bring on a client, it's $6,600 for me.
Nice.
And when I get exposure to people, it works out really, really well. So right now, what I'm saying is that I don't have any money. That doesn't mean that I can't come up with it very quickly. For some reason, it seems when I get pushed to the wall about something, obviously, if I can bring in 120,000 and pay everybody else, I have the ability to do it.
Yes, yes.
Most of the people that I work with are people that are either trying to figure out other ways of income, don't know how to promote themselves as well, have an idea through network marketing. Mostly, that's who I've worked with, is people through network marketing, or people who are, have you ever read the book, The E-Myth?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. One of the best books.
E-Myth Revisited as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So the E-Myth, I would have to say through and through, I'm an entrepreneur. Through and through, I'm an entrepreneur. I come to this stuff, I'm a technician. It is the weirdest feeling because I think it's a passion inside of me. And so I'm more of a technician here, and I'm really tied to the outcome of things, which I find super interesting. And so this is why I feel a little bit stuck. So I feel like if I could not worry about the stuff and be a technician, that will be great.
Yes.
So I have two things before we get started. Are you open to a barter of taking you through the program of thinking into results? If I were to share it with you. Now, I know you probably get this a lot, so.
You know, I do. And probably not, because I've invested a ton. I mean, hundreds of, over $100,000 in me already. Yeah. And I'm actually in a very intensive mastermind already with Lisa Sasevich. So an advanced level. So my capacity to learn and develop myself is very narrow because I'm already committed to a ton of stuff already.
Yeah.
And I'm a long way down my road. No, yeah. I'm always open to learn more. Truthfully, I'm pretty close to where I want to be.
Is there a way that I could help you with your clientele to bring value for you? Where this is
always, yeah. Once I understand who you are and what you do, then I have a very large audience. And the nice thing is most of my colleagues are based in the US, so their price is obviously right now 30% more than ours because of the exchange rates. So finding good Canadian people that can help people is a bonus right now. So there's mileage there for sure. Yeah.
So my background is my husband and I were pastors. So when we got wounded, we opened up a coffee bar, and that was really easy because instead of having to build a church, we could just say, we could listen to them and hear them and then say, there's someone behind you, you need to go. And so I think this is why we did really well in our community, is because we were very community-minded people.
Yes, yes.
The same thing with the Sprouted Fig. In this business, you you are almost doing a pastoral service,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
but you're asking for money, which I don't have a problem doing that. I really don't, because to me, understanding service, it does just switching the mind about money and money consciousness. So to understand that my service and your service is valuable is really important, and I just need to get that message out.
Yeah.
So I know that's a paradigm with me right now. I can totally admit that 100%.
Yes.
I only know how to create and go forward. That's the only thing I know how to do.
Right. Right.
For me to be vulnerable, to tell you I don't have it, is something I don't feel comfortable with, but I'm going to do it because it is important to me, not only for me, but for Melia.
Sure. Sure.
So would you be open to doing something? Because I know that I can come up with the 15,000. How? I don't know yet.
So actually, you only need to come up with 5.
Oh, well, I could come up with 5.
Because the other 10 comes back from the government.
But don't you have to have the original 15 to start?
Yes, but only you're just bridging it until you get the payment back. Yeah. Sorry, yes.
So the cash flow for me right now is I don't have the 15,000.
And that's fine.
But I can figure it out.
Yeah, and we're allowed to do
it's government. I get it.
The workaround.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. So the 5,000, I probably could swing that somehow, some way. I can make that happen.
Yeah.
So how, anyway, if it's just coming up with 5,000, I think I can make that happen. And then if the turnaround is it comes back to you by filling out the paperwork, then I can do that.
Well, basically what happens, it comes directly back to you as a company. What we would need, in terms of the program, we couldn't make Melia the trainee officially because the government program does not allow for immediate family to be the recipient of the training. I don't know why it doesn't.
Okay.
So we need to pick another employee, get somebody at the Sprouted Fig. It's totally fine. And it may be because the Sprouted Fig is such an established business, it would be a better idea to put the grant in under that name anyway.
Okay.
And then nominate somebody there who will be doing some of the social media from the restaurant anyway. And then once we've got that sort of in principle, who I train, whether it's you two together and the other person, it'll be fine. Because a lot of it's webinar based and you pick up the recordings, you can run with it. Anyway, a lot of it's one-on-one when I come out and work with you directly. So that might be a better way to do it.
Okay.
But certainly a more surefire way of guaranteeing the process. Because right now, if you were to apply and put Melia as a trainee, it wouldn't go through.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously has the same surname and she's immediate family, and the government. I don't know why, because so many family businesses have the children as employees. That makes sense, but no.
Okay.
So we could do that very easily. The grant application takes about 5 minutes. Literally, I've got it as an online form, so I could send you over the 4 attachments. You can have a read through them. Literally, you could just screen share and fill it in together, tonight or whatever, and submit that. The way the grant works is you're not officially allowed to start training until you've been approved, in so much as if you start and let's just say they ran out of money and we had to wait to the next one, then you're on the hook for the 15. Or if you're not approved, you're on the hook for the 15. So I'm very flexible around, I understand it's going to take a while for the grant to get going, but I also understand that you need to get going. So I have a workaround where I just front-end load a lot of the training and allow for when the grant's going to come through. So I understand, I've done this rodeo, so I know how to do that. Totally legally and totally above board, but a lot more flex, in the way we make it happen. So that we can include Melia and everything in that too. Because if you're in Zoom, like there's 2 of you here, there could be 4 of us here, or 8 of us, or 10 of us, and still get the same wisdom out. So yeah, that's very possible. So yeah.
So one of the things that you do then is just sort of, is it helping develop a campaign of it? Is it helping just look at what is trendy for right now? What is it really?
So officially let's just keep my grant hat on for one more minute. The grant is all about training. And I'm training you to implement. Whereas in reality, because the grant is not for consulting, the grant is for training. But I'm a consultant at heart, and my gift back to you as part of the grant is that I get very involved in the implementation of your work, but that is not the grant. So the grant is for me to train you in exactly how to update your website, create social media campaigns, create Facebook ads, create contests, create great reviews through Google Plus and Yelp and TripAdvisor and things like that. But at the same time, we need to implement your business. So I do that as well. And then chances are you need at least one new website for the Sprout of Fig, if not for yourself as well. And again, that's not covered in the grant, hard costs of product. So because you're in the grant program with me, we make websites here, and I offer those websites to my grant clients at a wholesale price. So you probably save $1,500 or so on the website design just because you're already in my training. And a lot of the steps that go into building your website, we cover in the grant anyway in terms of the content. So we can help you with that, as well as when you're ready. And then the Facebook page and the Instagram and stuff that you already have, that's really where we put a lot of our time into developing the messaging. But then with the ClickFunnels, as you so wisely mentioned in Salesforce, being able to take those leads and generate that conversation, to have these kind of like strategy sessions, and then follow through with people once you take them to a certain place and you stay in touch, and then take them to the next further place. And be able to farm those leads over an extended period of time, and ask for referrals and ask for reviews so that people give you those client testimonies. It's very much part of the process that we teach as well. That would be, and if you've got the tools like ClickFunnels and Salesforce already in place, then that saves you a ton of time and money, because we can pick the right landing page for you, and then we customize it and make that video specifically just yours, and we do a ton of that. So, yeah, so you come to the right place. And, it's funny enough, Debbie, my wife, I was children's pastor for 9 years.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was a pastor for 5 years in the Church of England in England. So
there we go.
We have way too much in common. That's awesome. Yes. And yes, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. What I would suggest, because the grant runs out at the end of March, so we need to get that in very fast to make sure we get some money before it runs out. So I could email you the grant applications, and you just have a read through of, you probably looked at my website and the curriculum anyway, and then we could fill that in. I would suggest through the Sprout of Fig, we nominate one of your employees as a recipient of the training, and then let's just get that in, because it takes a while to get that processed. Let's just get that done in the next day or so. There's no commitment from your point of view at that point. It's just applying for the grant. And we can follow through with okay, let's exactly look at what we need to achieve here for both businesses, and let's put a map against the calendar and just see how quickly we could start to accomplish that, and set some goals and some times we could start working one-on-one together and get going.
So if we have, what is considered an employee of the Sprout of Fig?
Somebody who's on payroll, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. Can actually be a refugee status right now as well, but basically somebody who's on payroll. The idea of the Canada Jobs Grant is to upskill your employees. So if you were an employee of mom or dad or something, we would love to upskill you, but because you're family, the grant doesn't officially apply for you. But it doesn't mean to say that I can't teach 2 or 3 of you, or one of you and the other person catches up. But somebody in that loop needs to be an employee of one of the 2 businesses.
Okay.
So do you have employees at the Sprout of Fig?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I was trying to think of a woman that is helping me in my business, helping me grow my business.
Yeah.
But she is not on the payroll at the Fig.
Okay. Is she a contractor to you, or do you actually pay her as an employee?
She would be contracted.
Okay. So that wouldn't officially work unless you took her on as a new employee. I mean, you can start her as a new employee right now, take her off contract and put her as an employee. And after 6 months, if she wanted to go back to being a contractor, she could too. You never know what people would choose best to do. So it's up to you to just pick how you would want to take that piece.
So what would happen if we hired her but she never worked? Like she didn't have a time card and she didn't make an income from us?
I can't second guess how the government does their audits, but if they were to come to your source deductions kind of thing and say, okay, just where is this person that you've been training? And you say, well, she's here, but I didn't pay her because she was learning. They're exchanging time, but she is an employee. I think you'd have to show some kind of source deductions, even if it was minimum wage for 10 hours a week or whatever it would be. In all honesty, we should show something. Which is why sometimes it's easier to nominate somebody else who's already established and just bring them into the fold. If they're a family friend or something, and they're conducive to just understanding what we're trying to achieve here in the bigger goal, they're fine with that.
So if we brought in, I do have a chef that I do have a chef that I can bring in.
Okay. Yeah, it can be anybody. Anybody who's interested in just helping the business grow. Because they do get an exit survey at the end of the grant, just sort of saying, obviously, did you show up? Did you find benefit? Do you feel that this has really helped you? Do you think this will enhance your career capability? Does it help grow the business? Have we used the money right in so much as helping you get from A to B in terms of your political or career or chef skills? Or obviously I can't teach people how to make food better, but my role in this instance is purely to help the business have more visibility, which makes it more profitable.
I do have a couple of young people that I could bring in as well.
And the other thing is you can apply for more than one grant. So if you want to do a grant for your business and a grant for Spread Fig, we can do 2 applications. So you would get a lot more time, and I could be very flexible with what we do with that time in terms of trading that for website design and graphic work and so on. Totally unofficial, but I'm as pure as a dove and as wise as a serpent.
I know. Yeah, I was trying to think of, in some ways, my dog is dreaming. I was trying to think of, yeah, I'd have to talk to my husband and see what he thinks about that.
Sure.
Because I know the application probably would be, like I have both of, like my business is under a corporation and so is Matt's. We both each have corporation status.
Yep.
So, yeah.
However you want to do it, I can do it. What I'll do is I'm just going to give you the forms now. And that way you can be looking through them.
Melia, do you have any questions or any thoughts?
I can't wait to work with you, Melia, and help you with this fundraising.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm just getting over food poisoning, and so I'm still a little, like, foggy.
Okay, no worries.
Just quiet.
Yeah, no problem at all. So that's the 4 forms that are just coming across in the chat. So you just need to open them up and save them. And then I can book a call later on and we could go through them together and just fill them in. And once you decided which company you want to apply for. And I can literally get you into some group programs straight away on Facebook, and we could be moving ahead like straight away.
Okay. Oh, okay. There's another one.
Should be 4 that come through. There's 2 more still coming.
Okay. So I have through Bob Proctor, I have so I'm on the Elevated Worldwide, which is Tony's
Yes.
company.
Yeah.
I have Thinking into Results website, which is through Bob Proctor. I have a Facebook page of me personally, and then I have a Facebook page of my company, which is Be Do Have. And then I have a LinkedIn that I've done through my network marketing company, Nucerity.
Yeah.
Gosh. And then what else do I have that's just... I have a YouTube channel that is through my company, but it's for network marketers. So I mean, I have stuff kind of all over the place.
Okay, so we can bring. I have a form that I send you that I get all of that, and I help you map it all up and bring it all together. And we use a program called Hootsuite, which actually puts all of your social media platforms on one dashboard.
Okay.
To really schedule and generate and monitor and do a lot of stuff together.
Okay.
That's what I love to do. And I love nothing more than sitting in that kitchen with you with a great pot of coffee and a sandwich, and then we'll make all this happen.
Okay. All right, let me figure out what I could do, and I will get back to you. Melia, do you have any other questions or any thoughts or anything? Okay. Did you feel like you got everything answered that you maybe wanted to ask? I made her make out a thing to ask.
Oh, sure. And if you want to, I'll put you directly in touch with Ellen too, because she's just come back from YWAM after 3.5 years. And I mean, she didn't make a ton of money on her support, to be truthful. She didn't really ask for a lot, but everything she needed, she was more than blessed with. And, from computers to backpacks to cost of travel to rent to food and outreach trips, everything got fully funded. It's a journey of faith. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh, I'll try to do that. It's easy because the faith component is why you do it. I mean, that's why organizations actually do the support. Mm-hmm. Help you stay grounded in knowing that it's not all about you. It's about trust. So
I'm definitely learning that.
It's not an easy route, but it's so worthwhile. And some of the stories that I could share with you about Ellen, and she'll share with you too, quite remarkable. So.
You know, it's interesting because there are so many churches now that won't sponsor individual people anymore. And I was telling Maria for her to build an organization just for that, because lots of people feel uncomfortable just giving without having it be in an organization.
Yes.
So to me, building a company that helps that work through, where they can deposit to where people feel comfortable knowing, hey, that money's looking after, it's going to the right place.
Yeah, and the administration fees are not too high or anything like that. Yeah.
So I told Melia, I just think that's such a great opportunity out of frustration. Is really an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there is an organization in Vancouver that does have very small missions organizations under one umbrella, and then you can give centrally and divide, where that goes to, and they look after all the CRA society stuff. The CRA Canada Commission for Nonprofits is much stricter than it was a couple of years ago. It's crazy strict. I work with Camps BC, so in fact, I guess the nearest camp to you would be Garden Lake up at Enderby there. And then they have one in Grand Forks as well, and then one in Chilliwack. But they've been in societies for decades, and now they've completely had to rewrite the whole way of doing donations and giving tax receipts the last 2 years, just because CRA has changed the rules so much. So it's pretty interesting.
And what's interesting is that people can go totally around the government and do GoFundMe, or you know.
You can. Yeah, yeah, you absolutely can. It's about 15% or so, but you can, you sure can do that now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that's what social media has done for all of us.
I'm just watching my clock because I have a 12 o'clock call that I have to just jump onto.
That's great.
Wonderful meeting you both. I am, as always, amazed at how connections are made. And Bob came to my meetup a month ago and we couldn't host it because it was snowing, so I did it as a webinar. And her and a friend, Bonnie, showed up and we started chatting and then followed through with a call and then I helped her out a little bit. And then she emailed me just when she's come back and said, "I have a friend you need to talk to." Awesome. I love how the world works.
It worked.
So I recorded this call, so I'll be able to keep it to sort of just remind myself. And I'll send you the 4 attachments that you should have there in the chat box.
Okay.
If you want to just download those, and I can email them to you as well if you want.
I downloaded them.
Awesome. Okay. And then have a look and then just give me a message. And then if you want to do another call later on to help you fill them in, I'm happy to do that as well.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much.
Nice. Great to see you.
Bye.
See you again soon. Bye for now.